the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, I'm Ernie Johnson, and trick-or-treating door-to-door with me tonight are Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's very
Trick-or-treat, give me something good to eat.
Our game tonight featuring the Portland Trailblazers as they go up against the Phoenix Suns. For Phoenix, they drop the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And the ghouls and goblins are out as we're hosting here on Halloween night. Oh, that is very scary, Shaq. I see you decided not to dress for the occasion.
Well, when you're 7 feet and as sexy as I am, you don't need a costume. Plus, I took my kids trick-or-treating before I came here. Ernie, father duties.
Wow. I just remember the worst trick that I ever got in the bag.
Trick in the
on
bag?
Trick-or-treat. Yeah, it was the worst.
Trick in the bag.
The worst trick in the bag I've ever got. I opened up the candy thinking it was going to be filled with all kinds of great things. I opened it up and worms were inside.
Oh, that's horrible. That's a
awesome.
horrible story.
That's awesome.
That's a
Did you eat
terrible
them?
story.
It was horrible.
It's a very sad
It
story.
was hard. It was a trick in the bag.
What was your best costume?
My best costume probably when I was an adult. I came, me and my wife, Run DMC.
Oh.
I was Run. No, I was DMC. She was Run.
Yeah. How about you, Shaq? You never dress up for...
He's dressed for Halloween right now.
I'll give you a hint, Ernie. Oh,
What's that?
Chewbacca.
Oh. I didn't know that was Chewbacca's sound.
Oh.
I'm going trick-or-treating again this year as Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
Nice.
That'll do it for now. Thanks for tuning in. I don't need a costume.
You mean Ryan Giesling?
Greetings, everyone. Hope you're all enjoying this. Happy Halloween. It's a special October 31st matchup in the NBA. Here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It's Western Conference NBA action. The Portland Trailblazers here at home. They went to Phoenix for their last meeting with the Suns and came out with a win.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid.
So Phoenix will get the first possession. So the opening lineup for the Suns. We've got Booker. Sanders is out there with Markieff Morris. Then it's the Machine, and it's Paul in at the point.
That's an efficient start for them offensively, working it inside for the easy 2 points.
And Clark, that's what you like to duplicate time and time again for the rest of the game.
And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. And Lillard kicks to Kaman. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
And Chris Kaman, guys, signing with the Blazers last season, he's had big contracts before, but told his agent, hey, let's focus on getting a winning situation.
And the Blazers really needed bench depth in their front court, Clark. A great situation for Chris Kaman to come into and contribute.
Yeah, you know, he felt he'd been overlooked with the Lakers the season prior and bruised his ego a bit. In Portland, he found a defined role providing scoring off the bench, which suited him well.
And the first one drops. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving two brought back one as well.
Morris a screen. Out to the right wing. Inside. Can't get it to go. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment, and they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
And he gets it back. Here's Davis. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Davis has got his first basket. Portland on defense. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Here's Lillard after the Suns pick up 2. For 3. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
Especially on the three-point attempt. I mean, you have to defend that shot without fouling. Now you give a guy 3 free throws.
All right, gentlemen, 3 shots. 3 shots.
Free throw good, Damien Lillard.
And guys, what I like about Damien Lillard, very decisive with the ball in his hands, always in attack mode. He keeps it hopping, and he has a killer instinct in the clutch.
And he can't hit the second. And for Lillard, he keeps the ball moving, as Greg was talking about, and Clark, he keeps his teammates involved.
Very proficient in the pick and roll, understands the nuances of looking at weak side defenders and getting to the free throw lane for the roll man. He knows all the tricks to make that pick and roll really successful.
And he nails the third.
And one thing about Damien Lillard, for as much as he handles the ball, for as much as he pushes the action, he doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, surprising for a young, aggressive point guard, but this guy plays wise beyond his years.
To the inside. Paul's shot is off.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Anthony kicks to Lillard. From deep. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet. Lillard's got 5 now. And you know, Clark, another important point regarding Lillard, for as aggressive as he has been going to the basket, he's extremely durable. He's been terrific in terms of health.
He's been an every gamer throughout his young career. That is remarkable. Unusual in today's NBA for sure.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Pass to McCullum. Back to Lillard. Davis sets a screen. Lillard, the pass to Keenan. 2 on the clock. Got a hand on it. Out of bounds. Trailblazers ball as Portland keeps possession. McCullum. Out to Anthony. A second left. They get it back. Keenan dishes to Carmelo. Now here's McCullum, defended by Booker. Here's Davis. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Suns trail by 3. Kicks it to Booker. Morris a screen. No good from Booker.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
And taken away by Paul. The dish to Booker. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Booker's got 5 points so far.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
And here's McCullum. Against Phoenix, he was really on his game. Here's Davis, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Paul goes in, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, guys, that's what he does. He just loves to play that kind of attacking basketball. You know, one of the things I think we forget about with Chris Paul is just how clutch he is as a player. I mean, hitting the go-ahead shot in Game 7 against the Spurs last postseason was a big reminder to everyone that this guy is clutch.
One shot. Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And talking about Paul and his ability to come up in the clutch, that Game 7 shot when he was playing injured against San Antonio, the defending champions, turned out to be the game-winning points. Remarkable play, remarkable series for him.
It was. You know, you could see him hobbling around out there and would have to miss games in that Rockets series, the first 2, if I recall. But that series is what Paul is really all about, Kevin. He is a competitor, first and foremost.
Here's Davis, following the basket by Chris Paul. Kaman kicks to Lillard. Davis sets a screen. 6 to shoot. Off the screen. The shot is off. Some solid D from Paul. And here are the Suns now. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Booker the pass to the machine. Paul outside. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's Lillard following the 3 from Chris Paul. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way. That's going to send Damien Lillard to the free throw line. Chris Paul picks up that one. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Suns.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And the Suns making a change here. Payne's checked in. Portland was just fantastic at home last season. We expect that, though, of this team, Greg. 32-9. It was packed each game.
And Kevin, of that 32-win mark, how about that was the 4th best in the entire league? You don't win your division without winning at home, and Portland definitely took care of business.
Now here's Lillard, another key contributor to that nice win against Phoenix. Feeds it to McCullum, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. McCullum's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And he clearly doesn't like what's going on out there right now.
Would you? I mean, how could he like what's happening? Really had to take a time out there and try to figure out a way to derail their momentum.
Timeout called, the Suns. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Kaman. And it's Powell in for C.J. McCollum. Now Booker, he has 5, and he gets it to go.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Powell dishes to Carmelo. Lillard with it. He's got 8. Lays it up and banks it in. Lillard's got 10. So for Phoenix, their last game a loss to the Trailblazers.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that one got away from them because for long stretches, they were the better team.
Well, if you only looked at the stat sheet, you'd have a hard time figuring out how they lost it. I mean, it was a case of a few small things, some of the intangibles that didn't go their way in the end.
For Phoenix, they've gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Chandler with a screen for Payne. To the middle. Can't get it to go. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Here's Lillard. He's got 10. Here's Davis. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Phoenix has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Jeff Hornacek.
Coach told me they're hoping to overcome the problems a player like Carmelo Anthony presents to defenses. He said Melo's combination of strength, size, and skill set make it very difficult to keep him from scoring each trip down the floor. What he is hoping for is to throw different looks at Melo to keep him out of his rhythm and to try to work from there.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And so here's Phoenix. The Blazers getting the bucket. Nurkic with the block. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Portland. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Phoenix also making some changes. Crowder, he's checked in for Sanders. And it's Crawford in for Booker. The Suns trailing. Payne. Lillard with the block. And he gets it back.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
Neither am I. I mean, if you're going to attempt a buzzer beater, I guess I will comment. Make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
Now here's Payne. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And now Portland on the break. And here's Covington from the arc. Crawford with the rebound.
You know, a team's rebounding is one of the great measures of its energy, and theirs has been terrific in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've brought it in terms of having another level of intensity right from the tip. And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
And for Portland, their shooting looking a little out of sorts early. 37%. There's a screen. Here's Powell. His last outing, 16 points for him. Here's Nurkic. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
And Lillard kicks to Powell. Crowder pulls it in.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Lillard with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Leonard kicks to Powell. Back to Leonard. The turnaround jumper, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
And guys, Myers Leonard really showing signs of progress in last season. Huge steps forward for the big man.
And you know, progress is all about confidence with young players. I mean, his shooting percentages were remarkable when you look at the fact that 50, 40, 90, 50%, 40%, 90% for a 7-footer, unheard of, and he's in that neighborhood.
Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
There's 1:26 left in the first quarter of the game. It's Crawford with the drive. Crawford missing again.
You know, I think Myers Leonard really finding his niche as a stretch big man. And I think with... Oh! How about that, Kevin?
What range on that shot? It's amazing. And the Suns call time. And Jusuf Nurkic, really a big, good-looking young prospect. He's the guy that took Mozgov's place in Denver.
Yeah, originally Kevin drafted by the Bulls at number 16, then traded to Denver, as you indicated. His sheer size alone, 7 feet 280. That makes him a force on the glass.
Shumpert is checked in for the Suns. Here's Crowder. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Chandler a screen. Crawford kicks to Shumpert. Fires the three. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Lillard's got his third rebound on the night.
And getting back to Nurkic, what makes him an intriguing prospect beyond his size is his exceptional balance. I mean, his excellent footwork makes him really effective in the pick and roll. He also possesses great lateral speed and quick hands for a big man.
That's good. Crawford's got 5 points so far.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Lillard left side. He dishes it to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Lillard outside. Rebound by the Suns. Crawford kicks to Payne. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. And the Suns lead by 2.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it. He made it look easy that time.
I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know where I come from.
And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this team.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having fun. It's out there working together. You know, the biggest thing is the defensive end. As long as we keep that up, we're going to score enough points to, possibly win basketball games. So I'm definitely not concerned from that aspect of it.
You don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
On the court for the Suns, they've got the machine. Chandler out there with Iman Shumpert. Then it's Chris Paul, and it's Booker in at the 2. The drive by Paul. Nurkic with the block. Frazier outside. He feeds it to Covington. Wide open look. Good as the jump shot falls. Covington's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Portland. Phoenix has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Chandler with a screen for Shumpert. The pass to Chandler. Back to Shumpert. Chandler a screen, and it's Shumpert penetrating. Here's the machine. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And he's got his first chance at the line here. Sanders checked in for the Suns.
One shot. Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
And one thing that Phoenix had for them last season was depth. A very good bench and they provided a good scoring punch when called upon.
Frazier kicks to Covington. Down low. And with that, the Phoenix lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Leonard. Leonard's got his first points in this one. Suns have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Dishes it to Sanders. The 3-ball. That one goes. Count it. Sanders has got 5 points so far.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Pass to Covington. Back to Frazier. Out left to the wing. Now here's Nurkic. D right on him. That's good.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jump.
And Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. A clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
No good from Booker. Portland trailing here. Frazier kicks to Covington. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And that one's good. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck. How about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
That's not the visual I was looking for right now, but there have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Trailblazers?
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive.
Free throw good, Booker. Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team and injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Chris Kaman is checked in for Nurkic. Davis comes in for Myers Leonard. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. And McCullum subbed in for Frazier. Paul's shot is off.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injury.
The Suns have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to the machine. There's the feed to Morris. Sanders dishes to Morris. It's stolen by Davis. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Powell. The shot is off. And Phoenix the other way now.
And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of the season. But the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year.
Anthony, the pass to McCullum. Anthony sets the pick for McCullum. Fades back. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Phoenix has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. And Sanders kicks to Booker. And the wing jumper offline.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Anthony with the bucket. The Suns have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Paul kicks to Sanders. Back to Paul. Powell pulls it in. The Trailblazers have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. The 3 from Anthony. Shot is off. Well, Phoenix shooting the ball at 42%. Now here's Sanders. 20 points for him last game against Portland.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Portland's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. McCullum kicks to Anthony. Connects from three-point range. And now a three-point Trailblazer lead.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Sanders' shot is good.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
Damien Lillard, he's checked in for Portland. Portland's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. They set the pick. McCullum with the ball. Now defended by Sanders. Shot clock at 6. The shot by Anthony. Nobody around. That's another miss. Number 4. He's 2 for 6 shooting. And Sanders, here we go. And stolen by Lillard. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And the basket by McCullum.
Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
You know, steadying themselves. After a tough start, they're back on track.
And here's Sanders. 9 points in the game so far. And the layup's good off the glass. Sanders has got 11.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Ball against Lillard. Outside Anthony. Phoenix grabs the miss. Morris has got his 5th rebound in this one.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
Came in a screen. Lillard dishes to Davis. He kicks it to Carmelo. True on the 14-footer. He's got 7.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
And the Suns call time. Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Crowder, he's checked in for Sanders. Crawford comes in for Booker, and it's Payne in for Chris Paul. And he gets it to go.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Davis, the pass to McCullum. A stupendous finish in traffic. McCullum's got 7.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003 all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
Rebounded by Kaman.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Hey, guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. no way does he want to retire without that chance.
He's off on the first. Well, the Phoenix Suns came up short in their playoff hopes again last year. They went 17-24, Clark, on the road, and that didn't help them out.
Not at all, and you factor in a 6-game road losing streak to end the year. That pretty much closed the door on postseason for them.
And the second free throw, good.
And guys, with the Suns last year on the road, they had the 17 wins, but only 7 of them came in conference. So a big part of why they missed the postseason.
Payne kicks to Crawford. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. And that one falls for Crawford.
And, you know, as you mentioned, with the Suns, only 7 road wins against the West. 3rd worst in-conference road record of any team. You have to be able to steal wins on the road to make your way to the playoffs out west.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Portland's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Pass to Lillard. Outside Anthony. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Came in a screen. Crawford with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. Kicks it to Payne. Lots of room. Chris Kaman with the rebound. Kaman's got his 6th rebound on the night. And back to Crawford. Last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
The Trailblazers have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Taking 2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Throw good, Mccullum.
Take a look at what McCollum's done. He's got 8 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Robert Covington comes in for Davis. And so McCullum nails both of them. The Suns trailing. Payne kicks to Crowder. Chandler a screen. Crowder dishes to Chandler.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust, but you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
First free throw is good. Chandler hits them both. Here's Lillard. 13 points in the game. The dish now to Covington. Now Lillard feeds it to Carmelo. Just 5 on the clock. Pulls up on the wing. The jump shot is good. Anthony's got 10 points now just in this quarter. Chandler was a bit of a late bloomer, but you can't argue with his presence on the floor now.
Well, he won a title and embodies what you need to do in order to win titles. I mean, Chandler makes all the difference on defense. That's why teams will just still want him even late in his career.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
The Suns leading. Payne with it. Crawford left side. Nice D from Lillard.
Boy, he blew the easy two by profile. Trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
Well, a chance here to check out Carmelo Anthony. Last season, he played outstanding. Put up about 24 points per, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. And really for him, it's about putting in the work and improving his game.
Yeah, and I think he wants to. It's one of those things where you either want it or you don't, and he does.
For Portland, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys. You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
And the Suns making a change here. Shumpert's checked in. And so Mccullum nails both of them. There's 48 seconds left here in the second.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
Is about right, because I still can't figure that one out.
No, I see no birds up there.
No.
The Suns shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
One shot, gentlemen.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well, seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense.
Lillard outside. From deep three-point range, that misses. Would have kind of had it gone in. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. The Suns on top. They lead by a bucket. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tyson, coming off the loss in the last game, it seems like you guys are playing with a renewed intensity here tonight. What's been the difference?
Well, we just can't allow them to stay around close. You know, last night we had a letdown. Tonight we got to do a better job of getting down, staying our ground, playing defense, and taking advantage of this game.
Tyson, thank you for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exhilarating first half, to be sure. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be breaking down all the action for you. We saw Jamal Crawford lighting it up in the first half. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. It's really great to see him back to what appears to be top form coming off the injury. There's a sense of reassurance that he's healthy after the first 2 quarters back. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
Well, I love how they're getting points in transition. It's about pushing the ball, being aggressive, and then finishing with authority. Several times they beat the defense down the floor and ended up with easy buckets. If they can continue to keep that tempo up in the second half, they'll be difficult to beat.
Looking at Portland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, I thought the one bright spot was the effort on the glass. Several times when momentum was sliding, getting a timely rebound really lifted them. The strong work on the glass is key because that's how you string together a series of big stops.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.